It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see who rules the skies in today's battle. It's the New York Jets and the Seattle Seahawks, and it's all up next.
From the home of the 12s, they raised the banner just a moment ago. We are set for football at Lumen Field here a mile south of downtown Seattle. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on 10 between the New York Jets and the Seattle Seahawks. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a man who upset the AFC champs in his first career start last year during the regular season. Out of Western Kentucky, here's Mike White.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now the second-year man from Carolina, this is Michael Carter. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Four yards the pickup, first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
On first down, it's White. This one caught by Davis. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
On 2nd down, a run with Carter. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Off play action, here's White. A throw to the flat for Carter. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. They'll run with Carter. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. On the return from his end zone, Godwin Igwebuike. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center. Guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Let's go, man. Make plays, y'all. Make plays.
On first down, they'll kick off the drive with Dallas. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Smith. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith repeated the last play, finding Walker. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll give him 8 that time, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Jets will take over. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's White. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose, and boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. To throw again on 2nd down, White. Throw right side complete to Carter. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A 5-yard pass on 1st down and another 5-yard connection there.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now White. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Knight. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get him into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's White. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 44-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Knight. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
2nd and 9 from the 44. A give up the middle to Carter. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to 43.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Knight. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Carter straight ahead. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
A play fake, now White. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson, 26 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Geno. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Geno now to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Walker. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And following that punt, which turned out as well as it possibly could have, this offense has 99 yards to go to the other end zone.
And the defense is frothing at the mouth with a chance to get points themselves. If they tackle a runner in the end zone, safety. And if there's a holding call in the end zone, that's also a safety as well. So either way you decide to go on offense, you've got to be careful.
Another run on 2nd down with Carter. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. Another tote for Carter. And he is going to get the 1st down, it looks like, as he's up to the 12.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
On 1st down, it's Knight, and able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Now White with a 1st down throw. Open man is Uzama. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
Let's go, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. White. Over the middle, complete. That's Davis. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
You ready to roll? Let's go. Rock and roll, baby. It's game. Let's go. Once again, we got to get this done. This is good. Let's set it up.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 46 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll give to Carter here on the option. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
On first down, Smith. Returning right back to Lockett. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing now is Geno. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Walker. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Smith. And Walker has it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, this first half is not going according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. New York set to take the field. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes that's a danger putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw, White. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Quentin Jefferson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Well, there was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Now White. Buying time to his left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here's the Jets punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. The Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he's got room. And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards on the ground. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year one. And this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there.
And what I really enjoyed about that run and what made it so impressive to me was how he improvised along the way. Sometimes on a big play, you just get the football and you take off in a straight line and go. But this time, how about the artistry of that play? That looked a little bit like a Picasso to me.
They'll run on first down with Dallas. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on second and inches. Once again, it's Dallas. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll fake it. Now Smith shakes off the sack. They'll roll him out right. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's White. And his throw is incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes his upcoming 3rd down a little bit more
incomplete pass on second down. That'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. White looks to throw. They'll set up the screen to Carter. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And out now come the Seahawks. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
On 1st and 10, Smith completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
The Smith throw caught here by Metcalf. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Smith trying to get him to the line quickly with the clock rolling. They'll look to throw again. This complete to Lockett. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Smith. It's caught, Lockett. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Gino on 1st down. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Smith throwing again. No, it's out. Smith lost it. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from that first half for the Jets. And they were able to find some success running the football, which is something they'll need to continue to do in a close game like this one. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, here's a look at their numbers throwing the football in what was a very even first half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
On first down, it's Smith. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Smith. This is the tight end fan. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith. And his throw here is incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. He's got his tight end fan. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. To the air again, Smith. To the right side, incomplete to Metcalf. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now a 2nd down and 6. Geno now to throw. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 28. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On 1st down, Smith. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Throwing again is Smith. Throwing the out route, and he connects with Fan. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 15-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. Over, and Owen coughed it up, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And at this stage in the game, sure, you wanted the touchdown. You're already in the red zone, but boy, you squandered a chance to at least get the field goal there, so no points out of this, and we stay tied.
Very disappointed team. No one more disappointed than the kicker, who thought he had a chance to be the hero of the day. All they had to do is trot him out on the field. They didn't even give him the opportunity.
They'll start on the ground. Carter showed some flash on the run, but he will be brought down shy of his 10. 61 yards on the ground for him so far.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. Second and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Another run on second down with Carter. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now White. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is going to have a Jets first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Well, let's be honest about the whole thing. When you're looking for a reliable set of hands on 3rd down, the first thought is often not fullback. But that's who they turn to there, and he does a nice job of securing the football and picking up the first down.
On first down, it's White. A throw to the flat for Carter. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Out of the gun, it's White. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Carter. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Off play action, here's White. He'll buy some time right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Knight. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
White looks to throw. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A handoff for Carter. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's White. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
White. And that is incomplete.
And that drive is going pretty darn well. 3 previous times converted on 3rd down. But on that one, the defense rose up and said enough of that.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and they will take the lead at 13-10. Well, some complimentary football there. One side, your defense forces the fumble, and then they drive it down the field. Now, obviously, Charles, they wanted the touchdown, but at least they were able to drive it down and get 3 out of that.
Yeah, now we'll have to see how the other sideline responds because they had plenty of time during that field goal to think about that fumble and how they were going to react. What are they going to do when they get the ball back and try and make things a little bit better for their team?
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here come the Seahawks now set to take over on offense. And right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
A run by Dallas to start the drive. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Smith now to throw. He lets it fly for Lockett. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
We're into the 2nd half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And New York set to take the field. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, How much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. White's throw going to be caught by Davis. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the 31, White. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, White. They'll check this one down to Carter. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, a run with Carter. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 88 yards rushing here for Carter and a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
On 1st down, right back to Carter. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Carter once more. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
The play fake, now White. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now White. His pass caught at the 4. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Carter is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound.
That's to Davis. He's got it. Touchdown, New York. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Jets are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Zerline now for the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A shotgun snap for Smith. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The Seahawks on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Out of the gun, Smith. It's caught. Lockett. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Second and 6. Smith. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing is Smith. He completes this to Walker. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. From the gun, here's Smith. Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again is Smith. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 34-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Let's go, y'all.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Smith. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. This complete to Lockett. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Throwing now is Geno. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. Barrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Now Carter to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
To throw, White. He's got him in, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now White. Going right back to Wilson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now White with a 1st down throw. And he completes it to Wilson. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
White's throw complete there to Berrios. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. White looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Kenny Yeboah from 19 yards away. And the Jets have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now Geno on first down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down. Now Geno. He's got his big tight end, Fant. So the completion good for just 3. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Smith on 3rd down. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Smith. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Smith throwing again. This is the tight end Fant. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
The Smith throw caught here by Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. He's going to get this underneath to Dallas. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Again, Smith. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Smith. It's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So the clock sits at 16 seconds as they line up for the onside kick. And now the Jets are going to get this one, and that might be all she wrote. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And say what you want about Lumen Field here in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league when you're on the road.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed the stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory.